This is an InfoBlips LLC podcast network production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up with John and Yancy. My name is John Haynes. I'm here with my co-host, Yancy Seals.
What up, everybody? How you guys doing? Call me GOP. Hey, John. They're weaponizing against our president, John, our former president.
Oh my God! Weaponizing oh my God!
They're weaponizing the federal government against our president because they know he can win.
I don't even know how to answer those kind of, man. I hear those things. I'm going, I don't even know how to answer that anymore. Go ahead.
Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's gonna be the vice president running mate with Trump.
And it might happen. It might happen. I mean, look, man, this is like crazy time. It really is. I listen to the people. Of course, you guys know that criminal defendant and former president Donald J. Trump was indicted for the fourth time in Georgia this past week on RICO acts. This is a little bit different. This is racketeering. It's basically like they basically made the law for the mobsters. And what Trump did and what they're showing is that basically he had an organization, and that's all you have to do is show that there's an organization that is doing illegal stuff to gain a common goal.
Mm-hmm. And they can do that. It's pretty simple. And this is the stuff that Trump has been doing for many, many years. He's been identified as a mobster for years. And now he got somebody who got the cojones or the stones to say, no, that's enough. That's it. No. Your ass is going in.
Yeah. And people at first when I listened to, there are 18 co-defendants, basically. And I found it interesting that Mark Meadows is one of them. But and she says she wants to try them all together. They have until what is it? Friday or
next Friday.
Next Friday at noon to voluntarily turn themselves in. What normally happens is that if you get indicted, there's an arrest warrant that goes out for you. Mm-hmm. But they're giving them time to turn themselves in. If they don't, then there's an arrest warrant that goes out and you get arrested and get brought in handcuffs and perp locked.
Well, first of all of them should be handcuffed when they come in. You got to handcuff every last one of them, take their pictures and put them out for public display for the village people can look at them.
See, and here's the deal. In Georgia, cameras are allowed in the courtrooms. They would have to make an exception not to allow cameras in the courtroom, but I don't even see, there's no reason why not. These people are criminal defendants. It doesn't matter their position in society or their position supposedly in America. If we are a nation of laws, they are criminal defendants and they have to defend themselves the same as everybody else does. I find it interesting when they're saying that they're weaponizing the federal government when the person that did that was Donald Trump when he was in office, and he changed the AG and charged him with going after the people on the Democrats.
Correct.
For no reason.
They're the ones who use the government to weaponize against a political stance. They're the ones that done all this. And it's high time that somebody needs to say, no. It was you guys, and you guys did it with Trump on every single measure. You chase after Biden, you chase after Hunter Biden. It's all that. You guys did it. They did all this. This is just what they did.
Well, yeah. And again, what the Republicans do, they have a knack for saying that you're doing what they're actually doing. They'll say, oh, you're trying to steal something, and they're actually stealing it. That is what their MO has been for years. They try to criminalize you for what they are doing. And so, of course, Donald Trump said that it's they're attempting to interfere in the election of the 2024 presidential election in the United States.
You know what, John, man, I'm gonna go on. I am so flabbergasted about how people are still supporting this dude. I really am. I realize they're caught up in a cult. I get that. That's that many people. How?
Yeah.
Come on. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
The same reason why it's the same thing when we said and we thought about it. If you think about it, how did Jim Jones get all those people to drink the grape Kool-Aid, the cyanide, and kill themselves? It's exactly the same thing. That's why I call them Cult 45, because they're basically caught up in a cult. And then a lot of them, they don't know how to come out. They're in a box canyon. They don't, their pride is not allowing them to say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake and I was wrong. They're not going to do that. So they're going to go with it in some Butch Cassidy. They're going to do it to the end, to the end of time, until their demise, which is sad. There are people that I know that know better, but they continually find reasons to back Donald Trump. And I mean, if I was one of the Republicans that are running for office, I would be totally just pissed right now when he says that, that's just a show to figure out who's going to be my running mate.
Yeah.
The arrogance.
They all want to be his running mate. They all want to be there. They know they do. Maybe except for Christian, he has no opportunity, chance of becoming his running mate. No. Still, they want to be his running mate. No. Tim Scott, that lady, and all the rest of them, man.
But this is the thing. Why? I mean, listen, what are the Republicans standing? I had a discussion with a Republican this morning. What are they standing? What do they stand on? What is their platform? Their platform is don't let Trump go to jail. That's basically their platform.
Yeah. There's not inflation. That's kind of got under control right now, right? So it's not
inflation's in check.
What is it? What's your problem?
It's not unemployment. Unemployment's in check. People will tell you they'll go, well, it's the economy. But you know what? The economy is not bad. People are saying the economy is bad. The economy is not bad. I mean, everybody, I was telling the person today, she said, oh, well, Trump, Biden's not doing a great job. I'm like, okay, but wait, let's look at this. Look at the numbers. The economy is not bad. People are buying things. People are making mortgages. Things are happening. New car sales, all this stuff, things are happening. So the economy is not, people are traveling, like the travel to Europe is back. When the economy is not doing good, travel to Europe is one of the first things that go. And then people are not going to be traveling. But now that's off. That's going back up to where it was pre-pandemic. As far as the world is concerned, the United States is doing better than most of the other organized people in the world. I'm trying to think of the name, but anyway, then our economy is doing a lot better than everybody else's that went through the pandemic. So I don't understand when they tell me that, the economy is not good, and they tell you, well, look at interest rates. Listen, I was doing mortgage banking when interest rates was 12 and 13%. Okay, back in the 80s. All right, so don't tell me in the 60s, 6.5%, 8%. Don't tell me that this is bad. This is not bad. It's not really bad.
It's not as good as it was a couple of years ago, but it's not as it was 20 years ago. No. So I exactly hear what you're talking about. My question is that when people say, well, Trump and Biden not doing a good job, the economy, okay. What part? What is he not doing wrong? What's he doing wrong? Just listen, be specific. The economy, okay. What about the economy is off track? They just throw things off in the air. Just throwing stuff up. They don't know.
You're exactly right. And that's what. Just be specific. When your friends and your family throws that at you, ask them to be specific. Okay, just like Yancy just said, what about the economy is not bad? It's not good. What about, just tell them, can you explain to me? And most of them won't be able to. They're just throwing what they hear on the radio or on TV, that the Republicans are their talking points, basically what it is. They all have the same talking points, and none of them make sense. Now, if you ask them to be specific.
Yeah, the economy wasn't so good a year and a half ago. Now let's be clear.
Yeah,
it wasn't that year and a half.
No,
it is. Today it is.
I mean, you look at the jobs that's being created by the Infrastructure Act and by the CHIPS Act. I mean, in Tennessee, they're creating, and they'll tell you, but it's in green energy. That's the thing of the future. Okay, you know what? People, I don't understand how folks get stuck. We're going to always be using, oil. People thought we were going to always be using coal for the trains and stuff. I mean, look, we advance. We advance. So just let's advance and quit fighting all the old fashioned stuff, and let's move on so we could move on with our country and do better things, man.
Yeah, bring on the flying cars, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm ready. I thought by now, when I was in high school, I thought by now we'd have flying cars. I really did. I was looking forward to that. Remember Popular Mechanics magazine?
We thought about having year 2000 space jet people or whatever it's called, jet packs and flying around.
Jet packs, yeah. I mean, let's move forward with our country, man. We're so stuck with going through this old stuff, the same old thing, going in a circular old thing motion. So we're not looking at what's happening in the future and in other countries. That they're actually advancing a lot faster than we are as far as transportation and moving along and not staying stuck in the same old thing. Like they're talking about climate change. Okay, whoa, my God, look at this. And my thing is, so let's create products to deal with that change. I mean, why can't we look at the future instead of looking at the past? I don't get it.
My biggest thing is that we call other nations third world countries when they are well more advanced than we, such as you got the electric speed trains in many countries. We don't have one. And
no, we don't.
Call them a third world country. Sounds like to me that their technology is far superior or more advanced than ours, definitely.
Or they're using it for better things, or they're using their technology for the betterment of their people. Okay, yeah. that could be it too, because we have really good bombs. We have really good war machines. We have the best, okay, in that. But like you said, I mean, I saw transportation in Beijing, man, and I was just looking. I was at awe. I'm like, I was looking at it. The guy was taping. I'm like, I don't believe this. This is good. The bullet trains and the magnetic rails, so they don't fall off the train and poison their land and stuff. I don't understand. That's where I'm stuck. I'm just going. We used to be a nation and a country of forward thinkers, and now we're a country of even the term "let's make America great again" is backward thinking. Is making America backward thinking instead of thinking forward.
It's very much reactionary, just what John said. We are we react to what's in front of us. We don't react to what's going to happen years and years in advance. But we react what's in front of us. We're not proactive. We're reactionary.
That is exactly true. And being reactionary though, you don't have the opportunity to look at new things. There's no opportunity to advance your people. We're shooting. We're shooting spaceships in the air and stuff like that. Rich people and then they're paying millions of dollars to go up into space, or mistakenly paying millions of dollars to go to the bottom of the ocean. But what are we doing for the everyday people? What's happening with everyday people? Why aren't we using that technology to help everyday people? That's my question. Creating.
I don't see how any American, like you talk about technology, talk about money. I don't know how anybody in America is starving. I don't understand that. I understand why, but it shouldn't be, because we use so much in certain areas. Let's bring some. Okay, tell you what. Instead of sending them a bean, let's send them half a bean and use the other half bean here. How about that? There's a compromise. You ain't gonna send all of it. We need stuff here too. People need stuff.
Yes, and this is that I looked at that this morning, like you were saying. I was reading, and they were talking about how much more money we're going to be sending to Ukraine. And I'm like, look, okay, I agree that we have to help Ukraine, not a problem. Okay, but we're sending billions and almost trillions of dollars to Ukraine. Now, what we're not thinking of is back in when we did that in Afghanistan, all of the money that was lost due to crime and due to people who were just not on the up and up. I remember having an instructor who was sitting on a pallet waist high of $100 bills that they were just giving away in Afghanistan, to the tribal leaders. That there's so much corruption that goes along with when you just like throw money at a country that never had that much money. There's corruption that go along with it, and we're not following up on that. We're not looking at, okay, this has to go for this. We're giving Ukraine all this money with they're saying all these weapons. There's not money, John, there's weapons. Where are those weapons going? Are they selling any of those weapons? Where are they going to end up? What are we doing with all the money the weapons that we're sending them? I don't understand why we have to do that. And there are other countries that's part of NATO, because that's the reason why we're doing it, because we said, hey, we'll defend anybody, but and that's under attack by Russia, and they're saying, but we're depleting Russia's army. Look, that's old school thinking. I really believe that's just old school thinking, because when you talk about depleting Russia's army, when all this guy got to do is shoot off the missiles, and everybody winds up being mad, mutually assured destruction. So what are we doing? I don't get it.
No, you can't use. You can say you can threaten all day long, but you're not going to push that button. Good and well you're not going to push that button.
I mean, if you do, you're ending yourself along with everybody else.
Okay, that's it. I can't compete no more. We're done. Button. You ain't gonna push the button. So stop pressing it. Now, what happened is that Ukraine pulled the curtain on Russia. Russia is not that big bad boy no more. He snatched the curtain and saw that boy back there butt ass naked. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing.
The Wizard of Oz. And the thing is that, but my whole point is that we're giving money, but we're not, or weapons, but we're not looking at where there's no follow-up. There's nobody that's looking to see whether or not there's any criminal activities that's going along with that, because there's going to be. And, if you think that it is going to be, Ukraine had a problem with criminal activity prior to Russia invading them. Let's just be honest about that. I don't understand. And then all of a sudden we're saying, oh, look at what's happening on the streets. There are homeless people. There's this, there's that. But we don't have the money to deal with that. But we have money to give for war. We have money to give them, to continue, because the missiles that we give them, we have to replace. We have to remember that. Okay, so the missiles and money we give them, the American taxpayers are going to have to pay to replace that.
Yeah. John hit a very strong point, a very strong note, especially in business. And I'm going to talk about how I'll compare the two. And what I really mean is that we have this unique ability to help out, to give, to help that person, but we missed the second step. The second step is to go back now. Let's follow up. We need lessons learned. They're not using their lessons learned when they go back and help out. You got to go follow up. Okay, what went right? Okay, that we got to change that. What went wrong? What went tremendously or stupendously? What went well? And you got to analyze those features before you can say, oh, now we're done. But they don't do that. We just give it and then walk away. That's in so many different policies. That's with the COVID money. That's with a lot of different things. We don't follow up.
And you're exactly right. Not following up, not having oversight, and following up on, did you actually really spend that $1 billion for humanitarian purposes, or did you do something else with it? We don't do that. And that's what America continues to do over and over and over again. As to make it personal, that's our tax money. Don't think of it as that, oh, that's their money. That's the money that we all pay in taxes, right? That's going everywhere. When you see dollar bills stacked up going to other countries, that's your dollar bill that's going over to that country, helping them. And if you need help here, instead of blaming the structure here, why don't you say, well, they're not helping us. We know this is ridiculous. The Democrats are doing this. The Democrats are doing that. Look at who's actually sending the money away. The Democrats are sending money away. Wait, stop. The Democrats can't send money away. Congress has to approve it. Congress has votes of Democrats and Republicans. So let's just look at, the basics here. Let's look at the basics.
I'm reminded of a phrase that President Obama used to use, or former President Obama used to use, and that was he said, trust but verify. I'm not sure he actually coined that phrase, but he always said trust but verify, and that's what we don't do.
Exactly. And you like you said, trust and verify. I don't know. Excuse me, verify and then trust. But like he said, trust and verify, and that's what we should do, but we don't. And then again, we waste money. That's wasted tax money that could be spent other places doing better things for the American people, for the American people, not for governments, other places, for the American people. That's what the tax money is supposed to be for.
Terrible. It's terrible. So John, I'm a little concerned about something that hit the news a couple of days ago. A little 13-year-old girl, I think she was in, I want to say Tennessee. If I got the wrong state, you guys state, I'm sorry, but I think it's Tennessee. 13-year-old girl, she was raped, and she became pregnant, and they are forcing her to keep the child. 13, raped just a few days ago.
Really?
Not a few days ago, but over the time now she's pregnant now, and they're forcing her to keep the child because they said because they have a no abortion.
A no abortion law. I think that's unfortunate, and I think it's barbaric. And some people would tell me that having an abortion is barbaric. I think that's just totally barbaric. I think that's people. The Republican Party used to be about freedom, right? And now they're about control. And so how can it's a medical situation, that's a personal situation. It has nothing to do with a state or government or anything. It's personal, and you should be able to make a personal decision. The Republican Party I belong to would be fighting tooth and nail for that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether or not you agree with abortion or you disagree. That's not the point. Do you have a right to do that in your personal life? And they're telling me, oh, communism. How much more communist can you be to tell a person that they can't do something that they want to do with their own personal body?
Correct. I myself, I believe in the sanctity of life, but it's not my choice. It's your choice. I believe it. Hey, if you don't want to, that's your choice, not mine. But if you ask me, who don't bring forth life, that's my position. But I will not overturn your choice. I just won't do that. That's your choice. It's your choice.
And I agree.
It's a mess, man. It really is. And when they overturn the abortion thing, is not just abortion, it's everything that comes right along with it, you guys. It's everything comes. You can't open that door a little bit. That door no. Everything came flying out that door.
When you open the door to a flood, water comes in. And that's what's happening with the Republican Party. Again, they are about control. They want control. They want to control the human body. They want to control your decisions. And then they'll tell you, oh, no, we're not. We don't want to pay for abortions. But guess what? Federal dollars never pay for abortions, ever.
Never have.
So if they told you that, they lied to you. Show me some statistics that tell you that federal dollars was paid for abortions.
My question will be this. Okay, you want them to have the child. Bring the child, no matter what. If they don't want a child, are you going to take care of those children?
No.
Are you going to take care of them? You going to give them assistance? Who's going to do all that? Well, get a job. Whoa. We made the decision not to do it, but you overturned that. Now you want me, now you what? And everyone just now, I have a problem if you try to use abortion as a contraceptive. I have a problem with that. But I don't think
yeah, I do too. And I have to make this statement honestly, and because I know that it's not going to be popular, but look, there's no reason for it to get to the point where you're going to have an abortion with the type of contraceptives that we have available today in the United States. However, it's like Yancy said, I don't give forth life, and I'm not going to overrule your decision. However, my thought pattern is it should never get to that. And if it does, then that should be your choice. But again, and then using it as a contraception, that's crazy. Why are you doing that? But again, the Republican Party is putting themselves in a position to where they want to control you. They want to control everything that we do. And they're saying that the Democrats want to do that. And I'm like, no, look at what's actually happened. Look at what's going on. Look at what's happening. And if you look at it, you can see that it's nothing but control. Like Yancy said, they don't want to pass laws or they don't want to help take care of the child once the child is born. So they're pro-birth because they don't care about, until you get 18, 19 years old, be able to fight and die for them. They don't really care. You'll be on the street. A lot of people who talk about people who've been on the street have never been out there with them. I've been out there, not personally, not homeless, but I went out there to do surveys, and I've actually spent several days, especially in Las Vegas, out with the homeless people. You should go out and talk. I actually have it on tape. You should go out and talk to the people out there in the street. A lot of them don't want to be out there, but there's nowhere else for them to go. There's no support system for them to go. You got veterans out there because, and you said, but veterans get paid. But for the veterans to get paid, there has to be a brick and mortar address. You can't have a PO box. You have to have a brick and mortar address. If you don't have a brick and mortar address, what happens? I mean, if you don't have a bank account, in order to have a bank account, you got to have a brick and mortar address.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't know. That's kind of where we are, John. That's where we are, man. 2000, we have a riot.
2023, man, is sad as far as I'm concerned. Looking at where we are now as a nation, it's really sad. Speaking of sad, there's 111 people that died on Maui in the wildfires in Maui, which is very sad. I'm very sad about that. The thing is that they're saying that, well, the alarms didn't go off, and I'm switching channels a little bit. They're saying the alarms didn't go off. The alarms didn't go off. And for what I can remember, as far as the alarms going off, if the alarm goes off, it says it's a tsunami. If there's a tsunami, what do? You go to higher ground, okay? If you go to higher ground, when the fires are burning from higher ground, you're basically going in, it would tell people to go basically into the fire zone. And then they're saying, yeah, but then the electricity, they didn't turn off the electricity, which sparked the fire that they believe that sparked the fire. Why didn't Hawaiian Electric turn off the electricity? The hydraulic pumps that pump the water to fight the fires is their energy. The energy is by electricity. So if they cut the electricity off, and which basically it went off anyway, they were unable to pump water in order to fight the fires.
Yeah, I heard the I guess the commissioner of the fire department, whatever, or special teams, whatever he is, he resigned yesterday because of these issues. And what he just explained is that exactly what you just said, John, almost verbatim. So it's a sad situation. I know there's a lot of suits going on right now. I heard there's a lot of people land grabbing right now.
That's what I want to get at.
It's a bad thing going on right now. Speak to that, John, that land grabbing thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here's what's happening right now. There's I know I've actually read, and there's 2 or 3 people, and actually they said there's more, are getting cold calls by venturists, by people, investors, to buy their land. Okay. Hey, I know you're in desperate need right now. I'll give you X amount of dollars for your land. Now, granted, understand one thing, excuse me, the average price home in Maui is $1 million. That is the average price of home in Maui. The average price of a condominium is $900,000. Okay, so now you look at it to where you just lost everything. You're in distress. You're not thinking properly. And someone says, I will give you $1.5 million for your land. People might make their decision to do that. If they do that, then they're going to be selling their land to venture capitalists or to corporations who basically want to make like another Waikiki or even worse, a playground for the mega rich. I sincerely hope that people don't do it. And I really hope that the government comes in, the state and federal government comes in and help these people by giving them, reimbursements or something. I mean, the insurance company, that's another whole thing. People don't understand about insurance. I manage huge properties in in Hawaii, and you have to be first. You have to be first to call in and declare that everything's been totaled. Because if you're not first, you may not get the money that you think you're going to get. You may not, even that's why I don't like insurance. They'll just say, hey, we don't have the money. And then what do you do?
You don't have the money, sir. I've been paying premiums for 15 years. What do you mean? Where's my money?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I remember when I was managing a 600-unit condominium complex before Iniki happened, and I was relatively new to the industry at that time. And I was talking to a couple of my buddies who have been in it for years. And they're like, dude, if that thing hits, if the line doesn't go down, use your cell phone or something to call your insurance company and declare you have a total loss. And let them come out and find out that it's not. Because if not, then you may not be able to get a reimbursement for everything that you have to replace.
Right.
Which is crazy, which is insane. But again, my prayers go out to the people of Maui. I hope and pray that, that there will be help for them, substantial help for them, so they can rebuild and get back on with their lives and rebuild it into a way where it's acceptable to the native people there and not to corporate venturelists who's going to go out there and try to make a Disneyland playground of the place. Maui's a beautiful place. I mean, Lahaina was like, bam, man. Remember, I bought my mother a pearl ring on the docks out there, a black pearl ring out there. The guy went down and got it up and mounted it and everything else right there on the land. I mean, on the right there on the waterfront. And it was wonderful. It was a great place. That was my first time there. I've been back to Maui many times. Beautiful people, wonderful place. The drive to Hana is like exceptional, but I don't know. I pray for them and hopefully they're going to get it together and the actual state and federal government will come out and do what they need to do to help these people.
Yeah. I agree.
I talked to Leland. We're doing a special on working at something called The Moment. And it's about what happened on the dock out there. I think that we missed a message that was displayed out there on the dock, the one where the fight went on and everybody had all the memes about. There was a message that really was missing. I remember something that was said. Alabama. The Alabama. The Alabama thing, and there's something that Malcolm X said is that when Black people get together and realize that when you attack one of us, you attack all of us, and when they decide to when we get that mindset, right, and we start acting on that mindset, then things are about to change, and that's what I saw happen out there on the dock. People decided to when you saw the young boy swimming, coming to the shore to help defend. There's a mindset change that's getting ready to happen, which I'm telling you, the white supremacists were scared as hell of that. We don't understand that. We made memes about it, but the white supremacists were scared because what they saw was, there's other Black people helping this Black guy now. And there's white people helping this Black. Okay, there's a problem here. They scared the hell out of them, man. They really are they're really scared, about that. So, and then go ahead.
I would warn anyone right now. This is not 1960, not 1955, not 1965. This is 2023. That shit ain't happening no more. I would warn anyone, whoever you are, this don't happen that way. We're not going to take that kind of madness. We're not going to just, okay, now you beat us up, you threw us off the deck, let's go march. No, hell no, that's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore. That's it. You hit us, we hit back. It's just that simple. It's simple as that.
You know that there's going to be another march on Washington, man. Yeah, there is. Yeah. What's his name? He's doing Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton putting together. It's already put together. I forget the date. There's going to be a march on Washington. 65 years later. I believe that's just totally, it's useless. Like Yancy said, why are we marching? What are we doing? What's going to come from it? And he said, I heard him say that because it's going to show Congress that we have numbers. And I'm like, you know what?
What does that mean?
Won't you show, huh?
What does that mean? We got numbers. What does that mean?
That means nothing. Show that at the polling place. You want to show them you have numbers? Register these people to vote. Get them out to the polls and have them vote. That'll show them that we have numbers. Okay.
Well, they had the numbers. Not even have. They had the numbers.
I know, right? And I'm like going, I will not participate in a march. I will not support a march. I think it's just totally useless. I think it's a throwback to old times. Again, we're trying to rehash the old thing over again. Look, it wasn't even successful. Okay, so why do it again? However, that's what's going to be happening. There's going to be a march. Al Sharpton and his people are going to be out there. And I'm not going to say his people and his organization are going to be out there marching. And if that's what they think is good, then that's fine. I don't think it's good. I think it's totally a waste of time. There's going to be a bunch of speeches and everybody's going to be trying to recreate the I Have a Dream thing. And it's just, to me, it's old.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I don't have a problem with people protesting. I think protesting is good when you have you're protesting an event, but to be out there marching, no, I'm not doing that. I just it's old. That tool needs to come out of the tool belt and put into a museum somewhere. So anyway,
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And that I know we're jumping around again. I just thought about something I wanted to say about Donald Trump, the criminal defendant Trump, and Cult 45. Basically, you know, when you were talking to they were talking to some of the talking heads of the Republican Party, and they were saying that, you know, we shouldn't allow they're weaponizing, like you were saying to be top of the show, they're weaponizing the government against us. We shouldn't be trying to play this out in court. We should let the American people, you know, play this out. Well, we did that. Okay, we forget about the impeachment, right? When you knew what Donald Trump did was wrong, and you even said it was wrong, but you're not going to impeach him over that. Let the people, the voters say, you know, let this voters say whether or not they want him as president. The voters by 8 million votes said, no, we don't. You guys he decided that they weren't going to listen to the voters. Okay. This is what have us at this point right now. So no, we're not going to wait for the voters. It needs to be, all this needs to be resolved before we vote for president. And if they find him guilty, he needs to go to jail. Okay, that's about it. And not just him. All of the people that broke the law along with him need to go to jail. And that includes all of them, but I'm also including in this whole thing is Hunter Biden. If he broke the law, go to jail. Okay, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done. Is this craziness?
If it was me, I'd be in jail. As a matter of fact, I'd be in jail awaiting trial.
Yes. Now, you reach another point. You reach another point. When you're indicted, right, and you're basically released on bond, okay, you basically are released on bond. There are stipulations to go with that. They're saying you can't leave the country, you can't do this. If you have other criminal defendants along with you, you can't communicate with them, right? You can't, you know, do certain things. Donald Trump, when the judge told him, you know, what he can't do, criminal defendant Trump went right back in front of a microphone and did exactly what the judge told him not to do. Okay. Say again?
In less than 48 hours.
Yeah. So what do you do with that? If that was anybody else, they'd have to remand you. They'd say, okay, well, fine. You didn't listen to the terms of your of being out on bail. So now we have to remand you here to court, you know, in the courthouse or in jail, basically. Or, you know, I mean, they're not going to put him in jail, but they could say, you know, no more speeches. You know, they can give him an ankle bracelet, make him stay in his apartment or in his house at Mar-a-Lago. But they're not going to do either one of those things, which is that, again, it tells me that the system is not the same for everybody. It is more than a two-tier system. And, you know, I don't see the system is working in their favor. It's not working in our favor. It's working in their favor.
Absolutely. So I agree. Totally agree. It's not much more I can add to that. It's just, hey, man, I've always said it. There's two sets of laws, man. And we know what game we're playing. We don't have the damn rules. What are the damn rules to this? We have no rules. We don't know what's playing. They're according to what I'm seeing, is that the Trump organization, I could call them Trump organization, but that's what it is. They're making the rules as they go. And we are allowing them to do that. That's the thing, that if the public says, hey, look, this is too much for us. Now, they want to have a protest. I would go for a protest with that, not a march, but a protest saying, hey, look, you know what? We're allowing this guy to go too far. This criminal organization is going too far. They can't keep doing that. And we're not going to do X or Z until you guys, you know, straighten him out. You know, whether it's whatever it is, you know, we're not going to do this until you guys straighten him out. So ordeal. My position is very simple. Back in 2016, he decided he'll run for president. He does some egregious crap before he even we walked into the White House. No one said anything about that. When he became the White House, he took money for all his little organizations from the federal government by sending his Secret Service to these places. No one said nothing about that. He became enriched when he came to the president of the United States. No one said anything about that. Derek Kushner, his son-in-law, received $5 billion. No one said nothing about that. No one's not going to say anything about what's going on here as well.
There you go. I couldn't believe the emoluments plan. Like he stood in front of a bunch of, saying, "Oh, I have nothing to do with the business anymore. We're moving this over to my sons." Really? But all of you people who come here to the United States, all of you diplomats, you got to stay at my court at my hotel, okay? And I was thinking back then, but the emoluments plan said you can't do that, right? Yeah, like Yancy said, he did it. Nobody said nothing.
I would like to know how much money he actually billed to the United States to the government for all the stuff he's done. I would like to know what that number is.
That's a good point.
I think I'm know that. Yeah, how much money did he bill the United States for while he was in office? Because they went all his golf courses, Doral, the one up in New Jersey, the one in Florida, all of them, and the one in Ireland, where his Secret Services had to pay to stay.
To stay. I mean, I just, again, this guy's been a Teflon Don, and he's been making the rules up as he goes. And again, like it's like an unruly child that you just continue to let do whatever they want to do. They're going to continue to do whatever they want. That's why we have to stop them now, because if not, then the system is gone. I've been saying that the democracy is under threat for years. Right, the democracy right now is just, if it's still here, it's just holding on by a thread. If this thing happens, if Donald Trump is not found accountable in any one of these 100 and something odd things against him, right, he's Teflon Don, and we now have a king, and that's basically what we have to realize. Go ahead.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Let me give you guys something to think about. If this dude becomes the president of the United States again, I can assure you the first thing he's going to do is change the Constitution, or try to have it changed where he can remain the president forever. I can assure you that's what's going to happen, because that's the kind of person he wants. That's what he admired. North Korea, Russia, these are the people he admired because of that. Syria, all these people he admired because of that. And that's what you're going to do, the same exact thing. Think of a world with him in charge forever in totality. Think about that. Lil Barron will be the next after him. Don Jr. have all of them. Man.
Can you imagine Eric being president? Eric Trump being president? Man, listen, it's just, to me, again, this is not the America that I signed up for. Again, this is not the America that I know that people fought and died for. And it has nothing to do, everybody tell you, oh, you don't like Donald Trump. I don't like criminals. And anybody that knows me will tell you, I don't like criminals, period. If you break the law, I don't like you, especially when you skirt the law and you thumb it in our faces every day. You get on, you get on TV. And one more thing that I want to say before I forget about it. 2016, if we remember, Donald Trump was running against Hillary Clinton. And I'm going to get the tape, because I have it here on one of the podcasts. And he's saying, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's a rigged election. It's all rigged. And then he won. Okay. Then he won. What happened? What happened to the rig? That went away until he was running for office again. It's all rigged. It's all rigged. And if it was all rigged, even those 65 judges that he appointed said that it wasn't. If it was all rigged, what about the Republicans that won under the same election? Come on, man.
That question. And if you answer that question, I'm done. Answer that one. Just that one.
I don't know. It's so disheartening sometimes to think of the people who are in Cult 45, and they're in a box canyon. Swallow your pride, man. Look, nobody's going to say I told you so. Well, some people probably will. But you know what? Swallow your pride and do what's best for the country and your family, and quit trying to follow this guy off of a cliff, man. This is crazy.
Oh, well, that's where we are.
All right, man. So what else you got going on for next week? What we got coming up, man?
Oh, we got. I think I'm gonna tell you guys. I can't wait till Friday myself. Friday just can't get his. That's basically my day off. Also, yeah. Hey man, I'm waiting to see this boy in courthouse.
I will be in Las Vegas on Friday, so I'll have to pop some popcorn and kick back. And you know what, man? If I would love to see all of them parade themselves into, turning themselves in. One of the things that they're attempting to get Mark Meadows is they're trying to get the cases moved to federal court. Which is something that they're attempting, the Republican Party is attempting to do, because if they get it moved to federal court, then they can repeal everything.
Actually, what I understand that to be, and you're absolutely 100% right what you just said, John. What I heard also is that, and I don't know how reliable this is, but I told you I don't give you facts. That comes from him. I'm gonna tell you. Here's what I heard, that because he want to move to federal court because he is comparing witnesses on the federal side with Jack. That's why he wants to move to the federal courts, because if he stay in the state courts, he not a whole lot he can do.
No, in the state, you're right. But if it stays in the state court, even the governor cannot pardon. You cannot pardon a criminal. They can't pardon you. And then now the Republicans they have a bill to stop the money from the Jack Smith's office, from the special prosecutor's office, so that way it can stop the investigation and stop the court trial, because they won't have any money in order to do it. See, this is the game. This is what America needs to understand. This is what the Republican Party is doing. They're taking their time. Instead of dealing with our situations and our problems, they took time to draw a bill to stop the special prosecutor from not indicting him, he's already indicted, but from prosecuting him in a court of law. Why? Why? I don't get it. You don't understand why? Oh, it's a waste of money. No, it's a waste of money and time is drawing that bill up and then having people sign that bill. It takes money and time to do that. And they only have X amount of time in order that while they're in office anyway, in session anyway. So
ask why. Just ask why. Why? 3 letters. Why?
Oh man. So we're gonna be doing the Sintown project, B-rolling and taping and interviews. I've sent out letters to several people, and we're gonna be shooting on that next week, or we got the next, something like that. So if you have communication from me or from InfoBlips or from Yancy, please answer it with your email address, and then set a time and a date up so we can actually interview you. If we can't do it in person, we can do it on Zoom, so that way we can. If you want to be a part of it, if you don't, then I agree and I understand. Some people don't want to be a part of it, and I do understand, and that's cool. But it's going to go forward either way. So, and it's going to be a phenomenal piece. It's going to be a phenomenal piece. Yes, he just said. Anyway, that's all I have that's going on today, man. That's all I have to say about what's happening in the world today. That's the update that I know. I think we covered just about everything. You know how we do. We do it shotgun style. We just go and whatever comes to our mind. Because see, I'm old. I can't hold it back there and think about it. It's like, okay, well, here it is. I got to talk about it, or I'll forget about it. So there's so much going on in this brain, man. So with that said, I guess we'll talk to you guys next week, and Friday, keep the faith. And Friday, yeah, well, we're gonna be on air Friday, man. We're gonna be doing. I wonder what time they're gonna. Yeah, we gotta look at that. Yeah, I got an idea, huh?
Happy times.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. This has been the weekly wrap up with John Yancy. Peace.
Bye.